secretary, Welch. She's going to be talking about that. Sue and Emily might be making the rounds to see what people know about Molly in a second later and kind of where they're at on the topic of distracted driving.
We are so glad to be here. People joining us today. I am so excited to have the chance to introduce the lovely Molly Welch to the show. She is an amazing young lady, and I can't say enough good things about her. We had the privilege of meeting her through the Happy Neighborhood Project, and she has an amazing organization that she has started, and I'm going to go ahead and bring Molly in to tell us more about her and her organization. So, Molly, so glad you're here. Welcome.
Thank you. So, 15 years ago, I drove an Olympic pickup truck. It was all due to distracted driving. Because I was a junior at Auburn, majoring in journalism, and I had taken some interview recorder for an article that was due. And I went home to visit a friend. I must have dropped the recorder, reached back down to pick it up as I went clear across the median. So as a result, I sustained traumatic brain injury. I had something called diffuse axonal injury. That's where your brain shears or tears. And I was in a coma, minimally conscious for several months. And so fast forward a little bit, my first job at a school in social media, which was kind of like a major of journalism. But the only problem was I had a cubicle all day, so I had no social interaction. So I started an idea. I started to think, use my experiences to help others not make the same mistakes I did. So I took Uber to say and started to have a conversation with the business owner. He's from New Tech Solution, and he has a software that uses mostly texting. And what he wanted to do was be like, you can text us, don't do it while you drive. So he was like, we can help you start a motivational speaking company and a public service announcement. And that's how it all started. And do you want me to continue?
Sure, that would be great. This is perfect.
Right. So I currently speak or I've spoken on TEDx to the legislation of Georgia, to many nonprofits, clubs, and high schools. But my favorite group to talk to is high school and driving schools. Now, I've been out of the state to Alabama once or twice, and that's the only other state besides Georgia that I've been in. So I need to continue to spread everywhere, and so I created a book that I'm hoping to sell to driving schools. And I want them to not have another textbook, like just a flip through book that they can look at. It's kind of a less serious. I mean, my accent was really serious, but this makes it easier for them. But I also created magnets that say, "Thank you for keeping your eyes on the road." And they're come in 3 shades: blue, brown, and green. And you can get them on my website at secondlater.com. And so that's just it. I'm trying to hit, like, just today, I emailed the principals of schools because I'm trying to get into all the high schools in Georgia. But schools are so hard to plug into because they're all already pretty much scheduled out till the end of the year. And so, but I've talked at Drive Smart Georgia, which is a driving school, and that's the only driving school that I've talked to. So I've got to hit up more driving schools. But drive safe, y'all. It's all it takes is a second.
Awesome. Well, your story is amazing. I'm so glad you're here to be able to share the insights that you have, because they are so important. I mean, I've got a teenage daughter, so as you're speaking this, I mean, she's a year away from driving, but it's on the horizon, right? I think what your approach is perfect. Being able to catch young people as they're first learning. There's so much to learn, right? When you're learning how to drive, there's so many things involved, but everyone in that demographic right now is so glued to their phones and is so reliant. And I'm looking at it like all the time. There's so much going on there. That's one of their main social outlets, really, and how they stay connected with their friends. So the temptation to be looking at it while you're driving is, I'm sure, strong. It's there. So if they can have that insight that you can share that really is unique, to be able to have that lived experience, your whole purpose here is so that nobody else has to go through what you did. And if people can learn that and get that insight and realize the importance, that I'm so grateful that you're doing what you're doing, and that you're taking that time to reach out and make those connections. And if anybody listening to this has connections that can help get Molly into speaking with schools and organizations, and this is a message for everyone. I agree that the young group is a great place to hit, but really it's a message for all of us.
Yes, and I want to travel to either through Zoom or in person to 4 different states this year. So, if anyone can help me.
That is amazing. I love that. And I know we do have others joining us here and are in the back right now, but does anybody want to share anything, add to this conversation with the importance of this? And do you have any comments that you'd like to share? So if anybody wants to, let me know if you want to hop in here at all. But Debbie, I'm going to go ahead and pop you on in. Debbie Miller is another wonderful friend from Happy Neighborhood Project. So glad to have you here. Go ahead, Debbie.
Thank you. I just want to say, yeah, this is certainly a message for our young people, but as you mentioned, all of us need this reminder that it only takes a split second for things to totally change in our life. And so I appreciate Molly coming and sharing the courage that it takes, I'm sure, to, I mean, even for the rest of us, some of us that are not quite so outgoing, but Molly's out here sharing her heart, and I love that. And certainly our young people, even here in the Midwest, need to do it. I'm constantly working, reminding. I have grandchildren that are now teenagers, early 20s, and I'm like, you need to pay attention to what you're doing and stop all the other stuff, and whether it's having a French fry as you're driving home from work, or looking at their phone, or whatever it might be. Those split seconds are certainly valuable. So thank you, Molly, for your time.
Thank you so much, Debbie. And we all have personal experience with that temptation, right? I know I gotta say I'm guilty of, oh, my phone buzzed. I'm gonna glance at it quick. It's so easy to do that, and you're right that all it takes is a second. It's just that one moment of, there. It could be anything. We've all lived this, right? We all travel. We all are driving from here to there, or our passenger. And I mean, how think about this: when you're in the passenger seat, and the person who's driving the car, if they do that, doesn't that instantly make you nervous? There's a reason for that, because it's not a good thing. So
I was just taking Uber the other day, and this guy,
the organization and where they can find more information.
It's called Later, and you can either go on a secondlater.com or just go on Google and type in TED, and you'll see my story.
And for as long as I've known you, I have not seen your TEDx talk yet. I'll have to go look that up.
Yeah, you will.
That will definitely be, and that'll be an easy way to share this out too. So if anybody is looking to introduce Molly to their local school or organization, what a great way to do that, to be able to share that as well. So your website, the TEDx talk, and just remember, a second later, it's awesome.
Thank you. But it was 5 years ago, so the wording is a little bit different. The storyline's always going to be the same, but I don't think it's as good.
Well, if you got 5 years under your belt with all you've been doing and talking about this and talking with people, yeah, we get better and better. So I think this will be a great starting point to see what her story is all about for those that haven't been able to hear directly.
And I also have a PowerPoint and 2 videos I like to share with the students, and afterwards ask for questions, and those usually go anywhere from 10 minutes to 20, and I get the most hilarious questions. Like one time, someone, what was it like being in a coma? I was like, how the heck should I know? So, I mean, they're just so inquisitive so looking for knowledge, and I just love the high schoolers.
Awesome. Actually at our local school here, I'll have to reach out because one thing they do around the time of prom in spring, they actually will bring a car, like a crashed up car.
Ghost
They
House.
have that here.
The Ghost House. I've done them at schools in Cherokee County, which is close to where I live, but they have ambulance on the ground and they have helicopters up ahead of the school, and they have the student body all bloody. And then I go and talk at the end, and it's so powerful.
That's awesome. I mean, what a way to. It's a powerful way to deliver that message. Then not just being heard, it's also being seen, and I'm hoping whenever I see that set up out there, I'm always hopeful that it makes the impact intended and that students will understand the importance. Because sometimes it takes a little bit of shock value to get that importance, right? So awesome.
And,
Well, Molly, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I like doing in person better than Zoom, because in person they can see all the damage that has been done, and it's so much more powerful.
Well, Molly, this has been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us here with the TDC Today Show USA. Debbie, always glad to have you with us too. Emily, and my name again is Sue Roskoff. We are here every Saturday afternoon with a fresh episode. And Molly, thank you for what you do and your organization a second later. So until next time, we'll see you then.
Great, thanks.
Recording stopped.
All right, so I went ahead and got everything shut off.